So, yeah, you and I talked about this at night, that the NBA Finals is going to be fine ratings-wise, and so far it is.
Well, they did what, nearly 12 million?
It's fine.
That's not a bad number.
It's, not every NBA Finals is going to are created equal. Some have bigger star power, but it's not like you're going to get to the point where no one's going to watch, right? The finals are going to be fine. But it would help, if you had another through-line story to take you through the NBA Finals. And LeBron James, because you know how much he loves the spotlight, is helping us along with that. You had right after the Nuggets eliminated the Lakers. Well, here we are, NBA Finals. Nope, I might not play next year. Wait, what? And there was a couple of days of that. Well, then we're getting ready for the finals and everything going on. Now here we are. We've had a long weekend. LeBron's had a week off. And now we get this story today from Shams Charania that Kyrie Irving has reached out to LeBron James about playing with him next season. Well, it's no surprise, right? We trying to figure out how Kyrie was going to get to the Lakers, and maybe LeBron saying, I might not play next season was just a flex.
Well,
a flex to get Kyrie, a flex to make sure they'll draft Bronny. But here's a twist to it, is Kyrie Irving reached out to LeBron about coming to play with him in Dallas.
Well, it's a nice little wrinkle to things. Remember, that was a bit of the speculation last year that got thrown asunder once LeBron had signed his extension, because by all the cockamamie CBA rules, you can't get traded once you've signed that extension, which, again, is asinine. It's like the making monies match up. It's like, people want to make a trade, make a trade. It's like, if you have a baseball card that's worth $1 and I have one that's worth 10, but I like your card better, I can still make that trade.
Sure.
Owners should be able to do the same damn thing. If I want to take on a lot more salary and pay out a lot more bills, because guess what? In the NBA and in all walks of life, a lot of people get paid a lot more than they should. In circumstances. So this was already on the table a while ago, and then we saw Kyrie stalking him. I joked about it with Rick Bucher. I don't know that he wanted to talk Rocky 3 with us, but remember, like, they kept doing the montage of all the bums Rocky's beaten, and there's Clubber Lang at every one of them. There he is in a tuxedo. There he is in that cool, calfskin coat, whatever else. Kyrie was doing the same thing in all the playoff games. And here's all the luminaries, and there's Kyrie Irving. He's like side eye, like he wants in.
He's
on
everywhere. Kyrie is there.
So
everywhere.
It's been there, and it's been there for a while, and he's already exercised his player option.
This is one of those things that's fun but unrealistic, because obviously the money LeBron makes, the only way they'd be able to do it is if they got rid of Luka, which, boy, wouldn't that be... Hey, would you put it past Kyrie to call LeBron and go, dude, I got it all figured out. What? Come to Dallas. Dude, I'm not coming to Dallas, man. Luka doesn't pass the ball. No. Here's the thing. I'm going to get rid of Luka, because that's how we get your salary in. You come play here, and it's you and me, and Luka's with the Lakers or to some third team. I figured it out. What do you mean you figured it out? Trust me, man. I figured it out. I'm going to get Luka out. How? He's the franchise player there. They love him. Cuban loves him. No, dude, trust me. I got it all I make things happen, man. We're going to get Luka out, and you and me in, and Bronny's going to be here, and then I can't tell you how much fun it's going to be.
Yeah, wait. He's the kid. He's still young and getting into his game.
Doesn't matter. Nope.
You bounced around and kind of napalmed every place you've been at. I'm 38.
Yeah.
And my body is finally starting to be a little worse for the wear. I got this foot thing. Remember, I put it out in my post-game after we got swept. I put it out about my foot and potential surgery. Remember that?
But
I talked about that.
But just try. I got it all figured out. Don't ask anybody. Don't call anybody. I have it all figured out. Fly out, meet with me in Cuban, and it'll be just fine. And then you show up, and Cuban's like, "Why am I here?" And then they throw a sack over his head, and they take him out. All right, I own the team now, LeBron. So let's do it. Let's make the trade. We'll figure out the salary.
Are we doing a derivation of the Hangover now?
Dude, I don't know that I could do that. I could get us KCP. Oh, man, all right, maybe.
Denver might be more than willing to let him go away after the defensive effort of Game 2.
That would just be fantastic.
Like all of this. And Kyrie made $39 million last year.
Yeah.
39.
Yeah.
So in order for all this to work, this is the old Heat model. Look, we're all going to make about $20 million a year. Sound good? No, I don't.
How about you guys make it and I make like $15 million more than that? That's how it's going to go?
Well, the bigger thing, just from the philosophical of LeBron he's moved around, like we stipulate to that. but he's always still been the guy that's calling the shots. This now becomes, you know what? I like you, Kyrie. We won once upon a time. We didn't talk to each other for 6 or 7 years, but then we made up. And now we've been, talking, and you've been at the games and trying to court me, whatever. But now, hey, I'm going to follow your blueprint of how to make this squad work. I'm going to abdicate responsibility and be guy number 2 or 2A in this scenario. Because, again, if I come where it's all three of us, it's Luka's team, not mine.
Or let me throw this out there to you. The whole plan is for let's make it all work, right? You're coming. And he tells LeBron, it's all worked out, right? You're coming, we're going to be here, it's going to be great. And then LeBron gets there, and he finds out that Kyrie's going to go. They do everything to get him there, right? Just think about it. And Kyrie's like, yeah, I'm out. I have to go to L.A. or that's it.
He's
and now
already
it's
left.
L.A.
Yeah.
and A.D. together. And now it's Kyrie and A.D. together. And LeBron is like, you told me to come to Dallas. Yeah, I was in a 5-minute span where I didn't like you. So I figured you would come here and I would opt out or find my way to get traded.
Well,
so
I do have a house back in L.A. that I need to tend to.
I actually
Did you miss that?
I changed the words Luka Doncic on the trade to Kyrie. I whited it out and I used whiteout and I put my name in there, Kyrie Irving. So the trade is actually you for me. So now you're in Dallas and I'm in L.A. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah, it's insanity. Like player exercise. So Kyrie, by all my math, he's a free agent to do what he wants. So it's a matter of, hey, if you want to make this happen and somehow get LeBron here, because the other part is, you can always go down the road and it's the far-fetched notion of a buyout, which is out there, right? The Lakers reclaiming the organization and all of the there's a lot of great little theories that can go about. LeBron's given up the money to go to Dallas. Bronny just decided to go to USC.
Right.
He's talked openly about family and
SMU.
structure.
Sorry, he's going to SMU now. So I meant USC. I meant to say SMU. That's where he is. No, look, I'll tell you exactly how LeBron, the rest of his career is going to go. Jason Smith, Mike Harmon, in for Doug Gottlieb today. LeBron's not going anywhere. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He's here in Los Angeles. He doesn't want to be somebody that goes someplace else at the end for diminishing returns, wherever, if Bronny gets drafted by the Magic. He wants to finish here. He needs the spotlight of Los Angeles more than he did a few years ago. Because now, as you said, with declining skills, he needs to be surrounded by better players, and he needs to be someplace big where even if they're not playing great, LeBron is still relevant, because that's the one thing he hates, is not having relevancy.
That's why we're talking about this story today.
And if he goes to Houston or Detroit, I vacation Detroit, I can say that. If he goes someplace where he's got to go to play with Bronny, he loses all of that, right? He doesn't stir the drink like he did. He needs to stay in LA. He knows that. Why do you think Bronny's going to USC? Come on, the guy could go anywhere. I'm going to USC.
$8 million of NIL money.
Yeah, I'm going to USC. He wants to stay in Los Angeles. And so how LeBron's career is going to play out is he needs it. He craves it. He's going to stay. It's just going to be more of what the last couple years have been like. It's going to be a lot of up and downs. There's going to be LeBron needs to go. Oh, let's surround LeBron with more talent. LeBron's fine. It's going to be up and down. He's going to play next year here, and then he's going to get to the year after where Bronny's coming out of the draft, and whatever that's going to be, it's going to be. And the only thing that may screw up him staying is because I am sure if Bronny is a decent prospect, but not a super duper star, the Lakers will find a way to get him, right? We'll find a way to get him in the draft somehow. But if he's a superstar and suddenly Bronny's a top 3 pick, that changes everything, because teams are going to go, yeah, I'm not going to lay off him just because you want to play with him. We think he can be a franchise player for us for the next 10, 12 years. We're going to take him at number 3. Sorry, Lakers, you can't have him at 17. So that's the only thing that can throw a wrench into it. But if Bronny is a good prospect and he is a middle of the first round, late first round, the Lakers will find a way to get him. They will find a way to get him so LeBron doesn't. It will be awkward, but it will be fun. It'll be a lot like the last couple of years are going to be, and that's how LeBron's career is going to end. He'll play here. He doesn't want to go someplace else. The only other place he goes, the only other place he goes is if they go back to Cleveland.
Look at you.
That's the only place, because he's done it a couple of times, and I know
What, the
Dan
kid
Gilbert
from
hates him,
Akron?
all this.
Last Dance, kid from Akron.
Finishes in Cleveland with Bronny, right? He's only finishing in Cleveland with Bronny. Finishing in Cleveland with Bronny, that's what it's going to be. So that's the only other place he's really going to go, because I can make it seem like it's the end of my narrative. Is I started here, I was a kid from Akron, then I was Cavaliers, then Heat, then Cavaliers, then Lakers, then maybe a third act for 1 year, and that's exactly what it is.
I would like to see him as a member of the Orlando Magic, though. I think that would be fun. But for this year...
Boncaro don't pass to me. I can't believe he doesn't pass to me, man. He takes all the shots.
But for the past couple of weeks now, it's been, well, look at the run this team is on, and now they're building towards next year. You have no idea what this roster looks like next year. Both Hachimura and Austin Reeves are going to get ridiculous deals thrown at their feet. Right, because we're talking about a lot of movement. You put up on the whiteboard, you got a lot of guys that are long tenured all-stars and at times superstars. Your guy, Julius Randle, with his foot injury, is he there? Is he, he had to have surgery, his ankle, right? So, is he staying? Is Joel Embiid going? What's James Harden going to do? Is he going back to Houston? Is he going to hang out with Nick Nurse up in Philly? Like, there's all these moving parts. For the Lakers, the world opened up to allow this opportunity. And you saw how many games Davis and James missed. Now LeBron, with whatever this is, if he has surgery, doesn't have surgery, for the offseason, how quickly is he back? Because we've talked about that in terms of what the season becomes. And then it's a lot of wishing, wanting, and hoping that you've got enough duct tape that they can stay healthy to the playoffs again. Because isn't that the whole thing with Kyrie or Chris Paul or any of these guys we name? Like, what are they doing come April? Are they able to play? Mm-hmm. And LeBron, we're starting to get to that point, right? Because before it was the calculated load management. I'm taking a week's vacation. Now it's, right, he may have some legitimate injuries that need to be attended to.
Oh, well, that's the other part of it,
right?
Is now he is going, and that's the other part by staying in L.A., is that he's going to miss. Watch how many games he misses this year. He'll have that surgery right before camp, so he's not playing until January.
Oh, right. We won't see him
He's just
until
going to miss
either
a ton
Christmas
of games.
Day or thereafter. Yeah.
Now, part of it is because the way the NBA is now, the Heat have shown, some teams have shown us this year that, do we really need to go crazy and win in the regular season? Do we need to just get in somewhere? Even if we're in the play-in round, we can make it to the NBA Finals. So is it that big a deal that we have the one more home game? No. So as long as the Lakers aren't awful, and hey, they started out 9-24, LeBron will take so much time off. Well, watch how many games he misses.
Be healthy and get in.
Watch how many games he misses.
But again, it goes back to that same question of, when people say, well, this is building towards next year. It's like, that roster, everything had to work just right for the Lakers run that we saw. The schedule had to be just right down the stretch so the defense could be dominant. Well, they weren't so dominant against Denver now, were they? And LeBron, he looked great for that first half. He had nothing left in the tank as everybody stood around and watched him in those final plays. All of those kind of things came together, and you had a run for the playoffs where both he and Davis were healthy. Is that happening again? Right? I could go walk around,
Well, that's why he's going to miss so many. Yeah, I got to be able to play.
But legitimately, banking on them to be healthy for a full run in the playoffs again, I think it's fool's gold. And the roster and how much salary they take up, that's not helping you rebuild, reload, and reconstitute things for another deep run. I think it's a potential chaos here, but I love that we get to talk about LeBron James.
Great news for all of us because he'll stay relevant the next couple of years, right? Because trust me, when LeBron retires, we're going to
he already told us. He gave us the Jay-Z lyrics.
Listen, we're not going to realize how great we had it because LeBron always gave us conversation.
But here's the great thing.
Always gave us stuff to talk about.
But even in retirement, it's going to be like the Magic Johnson Twitter game. It keeps giving us content for days, for years.